We got that Poppa Pank. We got that Poppa Pank. We got that Poppa Pank. We got that Poppa Pank.
Yes.
Yes.
Here we are.
Here we are.
We're doing all the things.
Mm-hmm.
we're doing all the things.
Are you gonna put on the music?
Oh yeah, no. So welcome to the Poppa Pank podcast. I am Justin Jade, and this is my friend and my co-host,
Jaylene Clark Owens.
There's a lot of gray in the world. We think it needs a little more pink. A Poppa Pank. We are Philly-based, multi-hyphenated, and award-winning actors taking on all things arts and culture in this joy-forward and ever-playful variety podcast. Yes, we welcome you, our Pank Poppas, both old and new. Please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate y'all. Now, before we get started, let me explain why we look different to our folks watching on YouTube and Facebook. We look this way because we are actually simultaneously going live on Instagram. So we are framing ourselves in this way. It allows us to be visible on Instagram as well. So we haven't gone on IG in 3 years. So we're testing out some new waters here in year 3. So welcome.
Welcome. We are officially 3 years old. Can you believe it?
Yes, happy anniversary. So April 1st has passed, but nevertheless, here we are to celebrate with you, our Pank Poppas. Jaylene, can you tell the folks at home now how and why we started this?
Okay, so picture it. The year was 2020. We were 2 weeks into being isolated into our homes. Everyone was scared. Toilet paper was low. Restaurants were closed. And we didn't know how long this quarantine thing was going to last, but we were hoping for just like a few weeks. Since we had some time on our hands with all of our gigs canceled, we decided to take the show we had been building on our Instagram stories and go live on Instagram, as we are live right now on Instagram. And, we always joked in our stories about how our followers could like subscribe below and like us on the left. And we joked about, having guests on our show whenever we did an Instagram story featuring someone else, usually a fellow Hot House member. So we decided to make it sort of a real thing by going live on April 1st, 2020. It was a fun time, and a bunch of folks tuned in. So, we wanted to bring joy to a very dark time that was happening. And so the very next day, we received an email from Nell Bang Jensen. Hey, Nell, who is the artistic director at Theater Horizon. And she was saying that she loved our live show and wanted to book us as part of their Horizon at Home programming. So we could not believe that after years of shenanigans on our IG stories and one night of going live, we were actually going to have a real show with funding. It was an absolute dream come true. We started going live on Facebook via Zoom with many technical difficulties. And then eventually we switched over to StreamYard, which allowed us to be able to go live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. And now it is allowing us to go live back on Instagram 3 years later. Eventually we became an official podcast, and here we are. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. So however you're listening to us, whether it's washing the dishes and listening to the podcast, or watching us live here as we record this, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And for all of our Insta fans out there, thank you so much for tuning in right now. So here we are, many adventures later. We've taken trips and vacations. We've been hosted by local theater companies. We've been hosts ourselves of local events. And we are now on the scene making content for area theaters with the premiere of our latest project called Poppa Plays.
Yay.
We'll be talking more about that in this episode, as well as giving insight into some of the things we are looking forward to in Philadelphia theater and beyond.
Yes. Well, you know what? I think it's, it's been a while since our last episode, so I'm excited to hear what's going on with you, Justin, and share with our Pank Papas what has us so blessed, booked, and busy recently. So, I think
Well, since it's our Pankiversary, I think we are due for a toast.
Well, here we go. Get your glass of We Can Clank.
It's time for that. Poppa Drank.
Poppa Drank.
Poppa Drank.
Poppa Drank.
Poppa Drank. And
cheers.
And cheers. Arriba, abajo, al centro, para adentro, jingle masakara, mabuhay, wello. Pank Papas, what are you drinking tonight and why? We accept all kinds of drinks. Let us know in a chat. And while you're letting us know, Jaylene, what are you drinking?
So what I have here is a little Grand Coramino. Hey, Kevin Hart. I really like this tequila by Kevin Hart. It's just real good. Which one do I have? I know I should have picked up the bottle and put it over here, but it's the one that comes in the black bottle, and it's like I guess that's the reposado. Child, I don't know, but it's good and it has notes of butterscotch. So I mixed that with a little pineapple juice, and since it is our anniversary, I am toasting to expansion. Okay. Expansion in the opportunities that we receive. I want more guests, more shows, more funding to support the podcast, please, Lord. And more joy. So expansion of all those things. What are you doing, Justin?
Well, because it is a special occasion, I am drinking a lovely glass of Prosecco. It's also in Philadelphia, a really warm day. It was like in the 80s today. So Prosecco is like also a summertime, springtime drink, and bubbles are always a celebratory beverage, and I can't get them enough. So I am toasting for us to big opportunities coming our way soon. We've put a lot of work into our baby, and it brings joy to folks to see us celebrating arts and culture. I'm looking forward to what the next year holds and how we can reach an even wider audience. So what are our Pank Papas savoring out there, Jaylene, if anybody? Okay, cool. So this brings us to Pank News.
Yes, Pank News.
So this is the segment where we talk about anything we're vibing on this week in arts and culture. This could be anything from a theater show we've seen to pop culture events and visual arts. So Jaylene, what's something that you want to talk about with our Pank Papas?
Well, my Pank news is that tonight is the opening night for Fat Hand on Broadway. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. Fat Hand was written by our friend of the pod, first guest ever on Poppa Pank, Pulitzer Prize winning playwright, James Imes. And I'll talk a little bit more about this later in the show, but that is certainly some Pank news that I am very excited about. Make sure you get your tickets, because once the reviews and stuff come out, I have a feeling those tickets are going to be hard to come by. You heard it here first. So
yes,
get your tickets.
Yeah, so the thing that I'm bringing to Pank News today is it's more of like an opinion editorial, an op-ed than reporting on anything. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about Philadelphia and our theater community and making sure that people, thank you, Jay, drinking Bacardi out there, making sure that people are supporting local theater and that the distinction between some of the touring shows that come through and the stuff that we do, that Jaylene and I do on our stages. I take these art classes with a lot of people that are pedestrians, that are non-artists, and I say, I'm an actor and I do shows, and they get really excited and they're like, you know what, I just saw Into the Woods and Six and Jagged Little Pill, all of these amazing Broadway shows that tour through the Kimmel, and I say, oh, that's awesome that you support that. Do you know there's also local theater? And they're like, what's the difference? So I think a lot of times some of our fans out there and some of the people that come to our city don't know that there's a big difference between the touring things that come through our cities, these big Broadway names, and then the local companies doing just as good work, if not sometimes better in some cases. So I'm just out here to say, please remember to go support your local theater. So while you're seeing the big Broadway show, go check out a smaller company. And if you're in Philadelphia, come see the Wilma Theater, which is actually right across the street from the Kimmel. One of the people that I told that I work at the Wilma, she goes, "Where's that?" And I said, "Do you remember seeing that show at the Kimmel?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "We're right across the street from there." And so make sure, everybody, that you are doing what you can to support artists of all flavors and all levels. And there are three ways that I think that that other theaters, if a producer out there is listening or any big Broadway show is listening, there are three things I think that we can do to start helping to share the wealth a little bit. And the first is like more visible cross promoting. Just share your marketing materials with each other. This kind of thing, like if you like this show, then you probably might like that. There's also like good old fashioned handing out postcards after a show. This is what a lot of theaters do in other countries, and it actually works really well, more than you think it would. Of course, people like get rid of the postcards, but some people don't know about any of that information, so you're just literally putting it in their hands. And the best thing that we can do, I think, is to get young people to go to the theater. So yes, bring that young person to a big Broadway show, but also bring them to a play or bring them to something experimental or fringe. It's really exciting when you can see a young person starting their journey enjoying arts and culture, but it has to start at a young age. So that's just my thing. I'm really excited about the future of Philadelphia and theater and everything at large, but let us start to see a diversity of material in the world.
I love that. I love that, Justin, because yes, we have been going to more like Broadway shows here in Philly, which have been really, really great. Like we have had such a great time at some of the shows that we saw. And I think, yeah, it would be great to just have those same crowds also supporting a local theater. I think it would be great. There's enough love for the arts to go around. So I hope that all the theater companies and theater shows here in Philly are able to thrive, and that the local ones are also able to just build on those audiences that are coming to the Broadway shows. I think that would be so cool. And just the thought of that makes me so happy. It makes me tickled pink, which brings me to our next segment, Tickled Pank. Now, this is where we usually talk about something that's recently been bringing us joy and is a bit of a, little catch up for Justin and I. So we haven't been here. We haven't had a show since February 20-something. So Justin,
There's a lot
has had you tickled pink for the past month or so.
We have been booked, busy, blessed, and bananas. But the things that I've been tickled pink. Have you been to the flower show? I keep asking you this every single year.
I say I'm gonna go to the flower show, and every year somehow I don't make it. Since I've moved to Philly, I have been wanting to go to the flower show. That is so
That's bonkers. Well, it does sort of sneak up on you because it's like cold out. No, you're not thinking about flowers, and then suddenly they're like, "Surprise, spring is coming." Well, the Philadelphia Flower Show is one of the most exciting events, I think, in the city. This year it was called the Garden Electric, and it was back at the convention center. And it was really exciting to see these striking floral arrangements and installations, and to think about flowers as art, to see that kind of intersection between nature and art. It's really, really lovely. But next year, Jaylene, we're going to go. We'll be hired to make some content. There were a bunch of content producers in there, and not doing. We would do really good. But okay, some other things that I've been doing. I went to Florida while we were away. My daughter went to Disney for her 7th birthday, and I was so impressed that she was loving these grown-up roller coasters that I would have been afraid to ride as a kid. She rode this one called Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's like it not only goes forward, it like goes forward and turns left and right, and it's going at maximum speeds. And she had a blast. I loved it. Then I went to the Hudson Valley in upstate New York, saw tons of art, saw a concert at a church, went to the Contemporary Museum Dia Beacon to see visual art, and then the food, Jaylene. The food. I know, you know, I know, you know, I know, you know about the food in the Hudson Valley. But in case any of our Pank Poppas out there are listening, or anybody on Instagram, the Hudson Valley is where it's at for food. The restaurants and the Culinary Institute of America. It was such a joy to see chefs doing their thing as artists. So we'll take a trip there. I think we should take a trip there.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, the last thing is
Pop around town.
I got to see Jaylene on her birthday. Was that on your birthday? It was around your birthday.
It was like 2 days after my birthday.
2 days after your birthday in Multitudes. And that's a collaboration with the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts and World Cafe Live. And it was such an amazing show, y'all. All of these artists made pieces in response to visual art that was at PAFA. And it had everything: art, spoken word, music, dance, theater, film. I would see that again and again. And I think more people should go. So World Cafe Live, if you're listening, I'm plugging you. Pew, 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 PAFA. If you're listening, pew, pew, pew. Let's see more of that. What has you tickled Pank this past month?
Well, I've been bowling a lot more, Pank Poppas. You know, my husband, Lorenzo, used to be in a bowling league when he was younger.
I know that.
And so he recently, my family has been like doing more bowling. We now have like quarterly bowling trips. So March was our first one. And I'm really improving. I bowled that weekend. I bowled a 146, which was the highest that I've ever bowled.
Nice.
I've had my own bowling shoes, which are, of course, black and Pank. And then I have my own bowling ball, which is, of course, Pank. And then I finally got my bowling bag. That's new. I haven't taken her out yet, but she is also black and Pank. So It's very exciting. So yeah, I'm liking bowling and like learning about it. So that had me tickle Pank. Then
where do you go? Where do you go when you bowl in Philly?
Oh, various places. It depends what kind of mood I want. Like if I want to be fancy, like for my birthday, I did bowling at South Bowl because that's
that's in my neighborhood.
So that's like fancy. You get the food and the drinks. But if I'm just going to just like practice and stuff, there's Wynwood Lanes and Laurel Lanes in Jersey. Just those kind of places.
All right, what else?
Okay, speaking of my birthday, that had me so tickled Pank. I did an event every day from Thursday through Sunday, which I said I am not doing this again next year because I am getting older, and that was very tiring. I was ready to go in the bed. But it was a lot of fun. And one of the things I did with this was this thing called Food and Spa. And so I booked like this private experience at this penthouse, and there is a private chef there who makes you cocktails and makes you dinner, and there's 2 balconies with amazing views of the city, and you get to just take photos and stuff. You get a massage, you do a little paint and sip. Like it was top tier, top notch, and I had such a great time. So that definitely had me tickle Pank. And like you said, the World Cafe Live Multitudes PAFA show was amazing. It was so great to have so many people there like you in the audience. And I really loved the 2 pieces that I created, the 2 spoken word pieces I created, which were inspired by the exhibit that they had at PAFA at the time. So that was just amazing. And then finally, I got to go to visit my elementary school, PS 171. I had not been back since I don't think I've been back since I graduated, and we won't talk about when I graduated, but it was a great time. The kids were so excited, and I am so.
Did you perform for the kids?
I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they loved it. And then finally, what has me tickle Pank is this weather, okay? Because it was 80-something degrees today, and it's gonna be 80-something degrees tomorrow, so it's gonna be hot.
Ooh.
Which brings me to our next segment, Hot Topic.
Yes, look at that segue. Wrote it right in. So, Hot Topic is the part of our show where we highlight either myself or Jaylene as we bring to the episode something that we are passionate about in relation to our theme that day. And since we are in celebration mode, I wanted to uplift our latest segment called Poppa Plays, where Jaylene and I go to see a show and give joy-filled hot takes on what we saw. Last episode, we heard about when we both saw Empathotrax at Philadelphia Theater Company, and then I saw Head Over Heels at our dear friends Theater Horizon in Norristown. Additionally, since this is all about all things theater, we wanted to highlight some spring shows coming up that we are excited about, and you should be too. So, Jaylene, I thought it would be fun if we started talking about the last two shows you and I saw, since we went solo to each. And then you'll probably highlight a third one. We'll talk about that later. But let's put the two that we saw before this last one head to head in a battle over singing, dancing, acting, storytelling, and overall experience. Are you ready?
Yes. Okay. So, yes, due to our busy schedules, we had to see these shows separately. So, I saw Cats at the Kimmel with Brett Ashley Robinson as my guest, and Justin saw Into the Woods at the Kimmel with his husband, Adam Woods.
So let's start with the category of singing and dancing. I know these are two very different categories, but tell me what you saw altogether.
Listen, them people in Cats were singing, okay? I was not familiar with the musical before I saw the show. So I'll admit I was a bit lost at times in terms of what they were talking about in the songs, but I knew they sounded good singing it. I was just really impressed with the level of dance that they were doing while singing so beautifully. I know I would have been out of breath. It would have been giving it would not have been a good thing. So I was really, really impressed. And I feel like many of the dancers truly embodied like the agility and the flexibility of real cats. So it was just really great to see.
Okay. Well, I'm sad I missed Cats for real. Like that was one of my first, if not my, I think that was my first Broadway show that I've ever saw.
You didn't hear my joke. We have to pause for my joke.
For real.
For real. And we made a reel. For real. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
That was meowvelous. Well, Cats was the first show I saw on Broadway, so I was a warm place in my heart for it. But I'm talking about Into the Woods. So Into the Woods had phenomenal voices, and I must say that Sondheim music is really hard. It's like weird keys and counterpoints and harmonies morphing into strange rhythms. And like tongue twisters galore. There's this song where they're like all fighting and they're like, but it isn't my fault. I was given those beans. You persuaded me to trade away my Cal Ford beans. And without those beans, there'd have been no stock to get out to the Giants in the first place. I could barely say that. But there's a tongue twister. That's the whole musical. And doubly, this touring cast had some Broadway celebrities baked into it. Not only half of the Broadway cast went on this, but big names like Montego Glover and Stephanie J. Block. So I really got to give the singing to Into the Woods. Now, the choreography, not so much. There really wasn't much dancing other than like moving bodies in space in interesting ways. So I think Cats might take that point. So this brings the tally currently to Cats 1 and Into the Woods 1. It's a tie. Okay, so let's look at the acting. How do you think the pieces held up?
So I have never seen Into the Woods live, but I have watched a digital stage production, and I think I'll have to give it to Into the Woods because I was able to follow the story more so than when I saw Cats. But I think that's like baked into the actual script. I'll admit that I was a bit lost at times, and I had to ask Brett for help in terms of what was going on. I didn't realize they were saying Jellicoe cats. Like I didn't know what that word was. I was like, what are they saying? So I just, I think the actors performed the songs really well, but since there was limited dialogue that was not part of a song, I think I missed some plot points in the singing. So,
well, Yeah, I think Into the Woods really is an actor's musical because the piece is about reimagining the stories behind well-known fairy tales and then what happens to them after their ever afters.
Hmm.
It allows a lot of space for interpretation. And the script is also just really powerful. At the core, Into the Woods is about loss and finding hope after loss. So
Hmm.
on the surface, things can feel one way, but the actor needs to be really grounded in themselves and their stakes and circumstances for the piece to succeed. And then on top of that, each song has a clear like beginning, middle, end, and each character makes a change or a discovery through song.
Hmm.
And I think this was the best version of this was when the baker's wife has a moment in the woods and kisses a prince, and that one kiss makes her question everything she's ever done,
Hmm.
and then she appreciates more the things that she does have when she goes back to her husband, only to be killed by a giant right after that.
Oh boy.
Spoiler alert. So it is both hilarious and profound and sad and gut wrenching. So I really got to give this to Into the Woods.
Okay.
So, Aileen, what's our tally right now?
Cats 1, Into the Woods 2.
Okay. Well, let's see if storytelling and overall experience find us a winner. So, what are your feelings from Cats?
Well, even though I had to get help from Brett in terms of the story, I still had an overall great experience because the singing and dancing were so strong. Like, I really, really enjoyed watching the show. My
Okay.
overall experience was yes.
Okay, well, I kind of think Into the Woods should take storytelling because the premise is all about telling stories and sharing famous fairy tales and how they overlap with one another and what happens beyond. But overall, it is one of my favorite shows, so I am biased.
Mm.
But for our final tally, I think I'll give overall experience to Cats since you and Brett had such a fun night and storytelling to Into the Woods. So this brings our final numbers. Cats 2, Into the Woods 3. Into the Woods wins, but they were both so good.
Exactly. They were both such a good time. Such a good time.
Yes, and if you want to check out some footage of our coverage of both of those shows, check out our Instagram at Poppa Pank, and you can see our reels, fur reels, where Jaylene covers Cats and I cover Into the Woods, and we'll be covering many more shows in the next year. So now that we've been doing Poppa Plays for a few rounds now, let's take a spring preview of a couple of theater pieces we're excited about in Philadelphia this season and why you should see them. So, Jaylene, what are you going to plug for your sort of picks of Philly theater?
My picks, of course, got to shout out a Wilma show. Eternal Life Part 1 at the Wilma Theater is running now through April 30th. I also want to shout out Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill at Philadelphia Theater Company, which is featuring local vocalist Lauren Talese, who I had saw her open up for some concert I went to, I think at
Nice.
the Dell Music Center years ago, and I have been following her ever since. So I'm really excited to see her in this role. And then finally, I'm shouting out Sandblasted at Theater Horizon running May 10th through June 4th. And I actually might be doing a little something in relation with that show. So just stay tuned.
Yes, I am also excited about those three shows, but I want to shout out three other theaters and shows. So
Mhm.
the first one is, of course, The Play That Was Wrong, and that's at 1812 Productions. I am in it, so I know I'm biased, but even if I wasn't in it, I would be really excited to see this because this was on Broadway, a massive hit. And that's April 27th through May 21st at 1812 Productions. The other one that I'm excited about is another big sort of musical, 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Have you seen this musical before?
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't
Oh,
seen
it's really fun, Jaylene. So
it. Okay.
25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, that's at the Arden Theater, and
Okay.
that's May 25th through June 25th, and that is directed by Amina Robinson.
You.
Amina is amazing, and Amina may be blowing up at the Wilma soon, but that's not, I don't know if that's true, but I'm really excited to see that musical. And the last thing I want to preview is Abandon. This is the latest James Imes play directed by the Brett Ashley Robinson. And that is going to be happening at Theater Exile April 27th through May 1st. It has an all-star cast, including Melanie Finister, friend of the podcast, Brent Thomas, and Carlo Campbell, and another actor who I don't remember and I don't think I've ever met. But I can't wait to see that. I hope we get to cover all of these shows.
Yes, there's so much good theater coming up. So make sure you go and support. Woo, woo. Okay.
So speaking of good theater, let's just hop over to New York, away from Philly, and shout out some Broadway shows we are excited about this spring.
So as I mentioned in my Pank news, Fat Ham officially opened on Broadway tonight. Let's see, what time is it? 9:32. I feel like the show is probably letting out because if it was at 8, 9, yeah, it should be about to be over soon. So it's open. It is a limited run at the American Airlines Theater. So make sure you run and get your tickets. Directed by Saheem Ali and written by friend of the pod and friend of us, James Imes. We did, unfortunately, because Justin is in rehearsals, he wasn't able to attend with me, but we did do a little Poppa plays. So we're going to play it now. Sorry in advance to our Instagram people, because I don't think you'll be able to see it, but y'all probably have seen it because it's on Instagram. Okay, so bear with me. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm so excited.
Here we go. Here we go. Welcome to Poppa Plays with Poppa Pank. I am Jaylene Owens, and I am missing my friend and my co-host Justin Jane, but I am joined by friend of the podcast, Barrymore award-winning actress Danielle Lene, and we are here to see That Ham by James Imes. So let's see what's poppin'. All right, we just got finished seeing That Hand at the American Airlines Theater. Danielle, what did you think?
It was pure joy. Yes. Oh my gosh, I was cracking up and then I was crying.
Same.
Listen, you just cannot miss.
You cannot miss it.
Cannot miss
so
it.
Make sure you get your tickets because it is a limited run. We are here, Times Square, American Airlines Theater. See That Hand. This cast is amazing. Oogie! Bye!
Hey, yes.
Oh, we gotta get
I love that you saw that and that you got to see with Danielle. That makes me so proud of James. I'm so proud of James.
That's I if you know James personally, I feel like when the show already, you can literally, there are parts where you will be many parts where you'll be laughing, but there are also parts that you might be emotional because something really touching or sad or whatever is happening on stage. But I feel like all of that is then compounded when after the show ends and you just realize how much other people in the audience are enjoying it. Yeah. And it's this feeling of just pride and just being so proud of your friend and being happy for your friend that it was so emotional. Like both times afterwards, I just found myself like tears in my eyes, just like looking at James like, this is amazing for you. And I'm so happy for you. So it's a great experience. Even if you don't know James, I think you should still see the show.
It's wild. It's just wild to know that like our friend is a Pulitzer Prize winning playwright and wrote this amazing play that's on Broadway right now, and it's gonna outlive all of us. And that's amazing. I don't know. He's made changes to the world, which is great.
Yes.
So the the Broadway show that I want to uplift is New York, New York at the St. James Theater. It's a Candor and Ebb musical, and Lin-Manuel Miranda also has his name on there. So this, I'm into this one because it's a big shout out to my castmate from Alice in Wonderland at People's Light, Angel Sigala, for making his Broadway debut with this show. I'm so excited to see him. I'm proud to see Philly represented up there, and it is so well deserved. He's playing one of the principal roles, and I'm really excited to see that. That's so awesome.
That is wonderful. And speaking of Philly talent representing, actually, we got to shout out Titanic.
Oh yes,
Hammond is in that. Who we got to get Donnie on the show, okay? So Donnie, if you listening, okay, we might be calling you up, but definitely uplifting that. It's a show about Celine Dion.
Celine Dion, yes.
Celine Dion, and it talks about Titanic, and I really do want to see that. So shout out to Johnny and all the Philly people making waves in and out of Philly. Okay, so we've got so many exciting shows coming up as we begin this third year of Poppa Pank. I'm looking forward to doing more Poppa plays. And now that the weather is getting warmer, we need to bring back our Pop Around Town segment, because the last time we did it, we went to Ocean City, New Jersey, which was so fun. And we had lobster rolls and what is that stuff? Fudge and taffy. And it was just a great day. So I'm excited to bring that back. Now, one thing that has not changed over these 3 years of doing this podcast is us getting into the shenanigans. So let's go ahead and get into some Pank games.
Okay, let's play some ABC. We know how this goes. You say A and then something and then B, and I say something, but it has to relate to a theme, and you have to justify why. So ABC, our category is, since it's an anniversary, celebrations. So Jaylene, start with A.
A is for A is for what is A for? A is for a great time, because that's what you will have.
What? A great time. Okay. B is for balloons, because it wouldn't be a celebration without balloons.
C is for cake, because I love a good cake at a celebration.
D, decorations.
E is for elevate, because you're going to elevate the thing that you're celebrating.
Ooh, elevate to celebrate. And she's a poet and she knows it. What am I on? F. F is for fantastic, because a celebration has to be fantastic.
Yes, and G is for good, because you want that good food at a celebration.
Yeah. H is for happy, and then you can fill in whatever thing you're celebrating.
I is for ice, because you want to make sure you have ice. A lot of times people forget the ice, and they got to run out once the party starts to go get the ice. So remember the ice.
Remember the ice. Everybody, remember the ice. J is for jolly, joking, jolly, joy, jovial, Justin, Jaylene, Jared McClanahan. That's a friend of the podcast. So all the J's.
H-I-J-K. K is for K is for
Just give her time. Just give her time.
K is for kicking it, because you kicking it at the party.
You got that. L is for lemonade. Because you're playing some Beyonce. Not the drink.
Ooh, okay. M is for money, because you probably gonna need spend a little money to make it a good celebration.
N is for new, because it's usually you're celebrating something new.
O is for oh my god, this party is amazing.
Nice. LP is for Poppa Pank, because we're celebrating our 3-year anniversary.
Q is for quiet, because that's what you're not gonna be, because it's what? A celebration.
R is for radiant. Because everybody's gonna be glowing.
Yes, and S is for snacks, because you got to make sure you got some good snacks at the celebration.
T, talking. Just everybody talk.
Yep. Yeah. U is for. U is for.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Up in here.
Up in here.
So that's where you celebrate. And up in
here. That song is just on repeat. Here are you with the Beyonce Lemonade. V is for variety.
Ooh.
Because that is what makes celebrations feel good.
Yes, and VW is for wow, what an amazing party.
X is for extra, spelled X-TRA, because that's your one time to be extra.
There you go. Y is for yummy, yummy in my tummy, because a good party has good food, has good food, has good food.
And Z is for Zimbabwe, because they're celebrating something out there.
Amen.
Okay, we have a new game. It's not a new game. Everybody knows what this is. This is Mad Libs, but I wrote a little Mad Lib here for Jaylene, and I need her to give me some things. Okay, give them to me quick, Jaylene. You ready?
Oh, I don't do that well. Go ahead.
Okay, an emotion.
Fiery. Is that an emotion?
Sure. Yes. In this version, it is. Both of the pens I have in front of me. Just okay. Noun.
A noun is a person, place, or thing. So I'm gonna say a thing is a potato chip.
An adjective.
An adjective is cheery.
An occupation.
An engineer.
A number.
Number 16.
Okay, an animal.
An animal, a hippo.
A verb.
A verb. Strike.
Strike.
Yeah.
An adjective.
Sensual.
Ooh. A noun.
Person, place, or thing. A dancer.
A dancer. An adjective.
An adjective. You are so tan.
Damn. A celebrity.
A celebrity. Of course it gotta be The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Rock. Why were you like, of course it's gotta be Dwayne The Rock Johnson? I'm excited. They made an announcement about the live action Moana, and he's gonna play he played the voice.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be the real thing.
That's cool.
All of my pens, Jaylene. What? Give me a famous playwright.
I'm gonna say Lynn Nottage.
An action.
An action. This is different than the verb.
Oh,
you want like an ing?
Yeah, sort of like that. Yeah.
Singing.
Okay. A color.
Pank, of course.
Okay. Another color.
Purple, of course.
Okay. A verb. Only 4 more.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Dance.
Dance. Okay. An adjective.
Shiny.
Okay. A noun.
Person, place, or thing. Florida.
And then a plural noun.
Person, place, or thing. Candles.
Okay. Are you ready for your
This
story?
is gonna be crazy.
This is my little ode to our anniversary. Are
Oh
you
my-
ready?
No.
Okay. Justin and Jaylene are fiery to be celebrating their 3 potato chip anniversary. Ever since they met doing cheery. Wait, did you say cheery?
Yeah. I think
Cherry. Cheery?
Cherry.
Ever since they met doing cheery engineering, they've become as inseparable as 16 hippos. Together, they've striked through Philly's sensual arts and dancer scene. Interviewed tan guests like like Dwayne the Rock Johnson,
He is tan.
like Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Lynn Nottage, and constantly make each other sing with the shenanigans on Poppa Pank.
Yes.
Purple Papas, here's to you for dancing with us all these years. Cheers to more shiny Florida and candles.
That is amazing.
Hey.
That's amazing. Well,
Oh,
all those
I
shenanigans.
know that we've previewed a lot in this episode, but let's check in about anything upcoming that we're excited about soon with our Pank forecast.
Pank forecast.
Nice. Jaylene, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to my open mic coming up on Monday, April 24th at 7 p.m. featuring Enoch the Poet. That is for Eternal Life Part 1, playing at the Wilma. So the open mic is that Monday. So come out to listen or share. I just hope to see you there. You can visit wilmatheater.org/open-mic. What you got coming up?
So have you already seen the show?
I'm seeing it on Tuesday. I don't know. I'm seeing it next week sometime.
Oh, next week after opening.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited about that. Please come to the open mic. I want to see that packed. I think it could be.
Yeah.
Okay. Besides the things we mentioned, I'm going to be seeing Pank, Poppa, Paul in Assassins at City Theater Company in Wilmington, Delaware from April 14th to the 22nd. Please go support that local theater at city-theater with an er.org to get your tickets.
Yes, our next episode. Oh, we're good on time. Look at us. Okay, our next episode is going to be TBD. You know, our schedules are just very busy these days, a little bit hectic. So, you know, we have to really sit down and look at our calendars and figure out when we can do the next Poppa Pank. But y'all know we love y'all. So it is coming. And hopefully we'll have a guest on that show.
I hope. Or you'll be seeing us out about town doing some more Poppa plays.
Hello.
And if you want us to come see your play, then hit us up.
Hit us up.
Okay, so now we're at our Pank freestyle. This is the part.
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, first say it. First say it.
This is the part of the show where either Jaylene or both Jaylene and I do end the episode with a freestyle, and neither of us are freestyle artists, but we're trying our best.
I just feel like, you know, since we talk so much about musicals, I feel like our Pank freestyle needs to be a freestyle musical song.
That is a throwdown if I've ever heard it. Okay, fine. I'll go first. You go second.
Okay.
And we can hear Jaylene has been taking some voice lessons. It's
not going to be reflected here right now. Okay. We are not singing down. We are putting all our attention and focus into the lyrics because we are freestyling. Okay.
You are the things you do.
Hush.
Okay, give me a category and I'm going to sing it in a musical style.
Your category, theme, or whatever. What did we talk about today? We talked a lot about shows and stuff. So, your topic is shows.
Okay, this is a freestyle. in the form of a musical theater about shows.
It's very meta.
But we're going to shows. We're seeing them now. We are on town and we are thou. And everyone wants to see the musical. Who can go? And I don't musical. Everybody wants to celebrate. Everybody has a celebrate. We are celebrating. Go to town, eat a cake, and have your frown turned upside down and smile. Happy anniversary. I think I chose a tempo that was too fast.
Wait, why would you do that?
It was because of the Sondheim.
I know you thought you was into the woods.
I was into the woods, and then I was in the woods.
Yeah, you sure enough
then
were.
I got out of them.
You said words that were not words.
Hey, they are words to someone.
Hey, to you, and that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Okay, Jaylene, your theme in a musical theater style, is the number 3 since it's our 3-year anniversary.
Okay. What do I love about me? The thing that I love is that I love 3, not 1, not 2, not 4 or 5, but 3 is the number that will always jive because it's 1 plus 1 and then 1 more. You don't know what I have in store because it's 3 for you and me, and that's what I am going to sing, and what I'm going to bring is 3.
Yeah! That was so good. That was so good. That was actually really good. I was like, oh, that's like a Sesame Street song. That was really good.
It really gets hot. Do y'all
I
see
know.
how we
I'm
both started sweating?
I am Poppa Sweat here. Okay, I cannot wait to go back and listen to both of those. And then for a producer or maybe famous playwright James Imes to solidify that in history.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
that was
amazing.
So good. That was so good.
Justin, here we are at the end.
And
Justin always gives us a proverb. He doesn't really know idioms and things like that. So he just freestyles it also. So give us some words of wisdom about improving through life.
Okay. Yeah. When you don't know what to do, go take a poo. That truly is.
There
Sometimes all you need to do is go sit on a toilet because nobody's gonna mess with you there. Nobody's up in your business. You can just get yourself together.
There you go.
Oh,
and that's that. Well, friends, here we are at the end. We are celebrating 3 years. 3 years ago on April 1st, 2020, we did our first show with you all. And we are so grateful to still be here 3 years later and doing more and more things. If you would like to support us, if you would like to celebrate with us, we are accepting donations all the time. Okay. So you can Cash App us at $ Poppa Pank. We're also on PayPal, paypal.me/Poppa Pank, or you can just email us at poppapank@gmail.com if you don't have any of those other ways, and we'll figure it out. Okay.
Yes.
Because anything helps. $43 takes care of our StreamYard expenses and Buzzsprout expenses. Buzzsprout is where we host our podcast. So support if you can.
Before we go, I want to have some thanks to give. Jordan McCree, who wrote our music, Tracy A. Cassius, our studio editor, all of our past guests, and you, our followers, Pank Poppas. Thank you for anybody who's tuning in with us right now or listening to us later on the podcast. Please plug us on all the social medias and subscribe to us if you already haven't. I know you're watching on Jaylene's personal Insta. So why don't you just go ahead and go to Poppa Pank and follow Poppa Pank as well.
Yay.
And you can find me there, and I'm at this Justin215. So
And please follow us on Poppa Pank so that we can eventually go live on the Poppa Pank page. That's why we're over here on my page, because you have to have like a certain amount of followers before Instagram deems you worthy enough to go live. So please, if you're not following us, head over to Poppa Pank and give us a little follow. Show us a little love. We love you all.
okay.
Bye.